Hello, me again. So, while we got a few minutes and I'm waiting on the robo hinge to dry and all the other little pieces, I've tried to kind of figure out what the next step in the game is going to be. So, after I get that hinge put on, I'll finally be able to bolt my hood on, which means that then I can start working on the ABS bracket. I don't really have anything mounted on the right side in that wheel well, so I think I'm going to try to make a dual battery tray to go on that side. I've got one factory bracket that used to hold the what is that called? The windshield washer reservoir over there. I'm going to try to use that bracket and kind of build off of it. I'm really partial. I like my stuff to bolt together. I don't like to hard weld anything together. I like to be able to take something off if I want to without having to cut it and repaint a bunch of stuff and go through all that crap. However, one of the things going into that though is this seat. So once I get the hood on it, I'm wrapping up that front section there. And so then I've been waiting to have the seat done and finish out my interior because the holes where the cab lights are, I just got tape over them now. So I want to go on and have the whole cab. I'm just going to sand it down. I'm not going to paint this truck. So I'm just going to go with a red scuff pad and scuff it real good and clean all the little tree sap and crap off of it. I'm going to take it over to my buddy's shop and we're just going to clear the whole thing. I'm going to leave it old and kind of beat up looking and not really patina, but just a couple different colors of paint and whatnot. I'm just going to clear over that so it holds all that stuff on there and it still has that kind of old work truck type look to it. That way, once I get that done, then I can start putting my interior in it. And this is one of the things that's got to get done. So you'll notice this is the seat from the 2000 model. It's got these headrests on it. Now, the seat kind of comes up from the back and then the headrest sticks back as well. When I test fitted the seat in there, I mean, it was comfortable enough. I could ride and drive like that, but the very top of the headrest right here was hitting the back window. And I had the seat about halfway back. So if I cut this headrest off, I get the look of the seat for the 77, which is kind of more like a true 60/40, which is really cool for a pickup truck. I kind of feel like it should have that look. And B, you cut that extra, I don't know how much this is, 8-9 inches off the top. I can bring the seat back that much further, which gives me a little bit more leg room. I'm not the tallest dude in the world, but I am 6 foot and leg room is nice. And not to mention the fact that if I was to ever hit something, it gets me a little bit further with that steering wheel and get my teeth knocked out. So, as you can imagine, this seat has a steel frame inside it. I've already had my upholstery guy come over and look at it. I've showed him how I want to get it covered. I'll show you that whenever it comes back because it's going to look really dope. So, I got to cut the material off of the seat, cut the foam off of it. We've got to rebuild the metal structure inside of it. Basically, that way when I take it to him, all he's got to do is rebuild foam, recover it. So that's what I'm going to start doing right now. I'm going to cut this thing apart, try to get it fixed up the way I can send it to him. Because I imagine it's going to take him a couple weeks to cover this seat. While he's doing that, I can wrap up these other brackets and things that I want, hopefully. That way, by the time he gets back with the seat, I'm ready to start putting the interior together. Now, there's about a 100% chance that that timing is not going to work out good. Either I'm going to get ready long before he's ready, or I'm going to have a beautiful seat sitting here long before I'm ready for it. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll get lucky. Probably not. So, let's cut a seat apart. So check this out. This is going to be way easier than I thought. So it's still got the main bar in here just like as if it was a 60/40. So all I'm going to have to do is come along, cut that weld loose right there. Cut that weld there. Same right over here. Cut it loose from there on both sides. Then all he should have to do is reshape some foam and be ready to make me a cover. That's exciting. I was expecting to have to like remake the seat, so I'm going to chop that off. Well, that was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. You can see I kind of set it fire a little bit right here. I mean, he's gonna have to remake all that foam anyway, so I don't really think that would matter a whole lot. But there, it was easy. Just hacked them off and then ground the welds down. Now I'm thinking he'll probably just remake, the foam all the way along the top there, and then make my new cover. And that's exciting because that was a whole lot easier than I was thinking it would be. So on to the next thing. Woo, look at that. The hood on that Joker. Man, it's been a long time since that guy been on there. Look at that. That was awesome. Been waiting to see that for a hot minute. So, let me show you the brackets and stuff that how it all came together. There it is. Everything bolted up really nice. Lots of clearance. Let me see if I can get in here and show you where the bolts are. There you go. Let's see where it's all bolted in nice. Scratched up a little bit, but whatever. Everything's sitting in there good though, so next step for me now, you see, that's that bracket I was telling you about that did hold the windshield washer reservoir. It bolts in place. You see right there. It bolts to the radiator support right there in the factory location. So my plan is actually to probably try to use this bracket right here, use those bolt holes that are there, come over here to the side, try to use these bolt holes, and then maybe do something right here on the inside of the fender. I don't know if I'm going to do dual batteries or a single battery per side. There's the ABS bracket. It bolts in the same place on the radiator support. You see the bolts for it right there and there. I'm going to probably trim that bracket up just a little bit. For now, I think I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to pull the radiator support out because I think I'm done adding stuff to it. Even building those brackets for the batteries, I'll make it where it all bolts together just because I don't like stuff to be welded together. I like to be able to take it off if I want to. So it's my next thing. I'm going to get this radiator support out of here and get ready to paint that guy. Well, here we are, back to square, I don't know, not really one, 781 maybe. So, as you can see on the end of the frame right here, we got the old leaf spring mounts. They bolt on. So I'm going to go ahead, while I'm got good easy access to them, I'm going to go ahead and unbolt those, take them off of there. I'm going to go on and cut the end of the frame here, cut it off where it's straight with the rest of it, make it where it's nice and flat on both sides. Also, I'm going to go ahead, you see where this part of the fender is all rusty and crappy all the way down to here. So I'm going to tape it off on this line right here, and then just kind of go along this edge where it's rusty right here where the grill kind of covers up. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to paint that with some POR 15 on both sides as well, cover up that red on that one. Then we'll move back here to our radiator support. So we've got the back side here where I made that big cutout on it. Didn't have to be quite that big, but whatever. It's good and strong now. So I'm going to go ahead, I'll grind that off and kind of clean it up a little bit on both sides. Everything else is cleaned up really good already. I'll take that little rubbery, baffle or something. I'm going to take that off, wash the whole thing real good. I'm toying with the notion of cutting one piece of steel to kind of weld on each side right there, kind of wrap around just to kind of give it some strength and tie it all together a little better. Maybe one on this side too, kind of even it up where this side's a little different there, just to kind of even all that up, get it all cleaned up. Then we'll scuff it up real good and get ready to hit it with a coat of POR 15. We've also, right here, we've got the upper tie bar. Going to clean him up, scuff him up real good too. Get ready to coat it all down with some POR 15 and make it shiny in one color. All right, well, you see, made my little cardboard template out of this. You see how it wraps all the way around there. I'm gonna use a piece of 3/16 thick steel for this because I really want it to lock up all three of those pieces together. That way it'll be good and strong so the bottom won't want to move like that. That way we can affix the grill to it because it does have a spot where the grill attaches down to the bottom down there. This locks up all the pieces together really good, just really for good measure. It shouldn't go anywhere now, but just for good measure, why not? I got the steel, I got the time. Go ahead and knock it out. So this one should work for the other side because they're made exactly the same. So I'm gonna go cut them out of steel and we'll come back and see where we're at. So now understand, I'm kind of breaking one of my own rules here of I'm actually welding the thick metal to the thin metal. I normally would like to weld against the thicker metal, but I don't really have access to the back of this like I normally would. So I'm just gonna have to burn it in there and work it in there the best I can because this has got to be done. As you can see, that's one side all done, so I'm going to go ahead and basically do the exact same thing on the other side, and hopefully it all comes out, welds out nice. Well, now you know what's next. My favorite part, the grinding and finishing. But on the upside, this is the last grinding and finishing I got to do in this radiator support, and I'm very, very happy about that. So I'm going to grind this thing off and get it all finished out. Then it's going to be time to throw it over in the wash bay and scrub it all down, kind of give it a wet scuff. This cross member, I'm going to scrub it all down, give it a wet scuff too, and then set them out to dry till tomorrow. We'll brush a little POR 15 on them. So let's get to work. Oh. You get the idea. A whole lot of scuffing and sanding and spraying water went down. I actually want to hang this up just a little bit higher. Went ahead, I got the upper tie bar, it's all scuffed up. Everything's going to drip dry at least overnight. Like I said, hopefully I can get this hung just a little bit higher. I'll probably hang this other piece. I don't know if I'm going to spray it or brush it just yet. I'll figure that out tomorrow. Alright, well, it's the next day. Everything's dry. You see I got the radiator support hung a little bit higher. I got the upper tie bar hanging right there. I don't have the front of the truck prepped just yet because I don't have a whole lot of POR 15 left right now. So I want to make sure I got these two pieces done because I can always do the fenders. After the fact, I can get another can if I need to. I decided I'm gonna try to spray this stuff with my little Harbor Freight paint gun. I like to use those little guns because they're like $9 with a coupon, and I don't even have to clean them. I just throw them in the garbage. So I figure if, as far as the spraying goes, I forgot to bring home a respirator, like a good respirator from work. So what I'm gonna do, I'm hoping I'll keep my air pressure as low as possible, and I'll narrow my fan down as tight as I can to try to minimize overspray. I got a little fan right here, and you see I got my door open, so hopefully we can just blow the overspray outside. That way my wife won't get too mad at me. So let's get this thing sprayed. edges on those fenders where I showed you earlier, because we're going to POR 15 them too. So next. Well, there you go. Radiator support is all knocked out, finally. And I am not scared to tell you that turned out to be a lot more work than I thought it was going to be, honestly. I don't know what I was thinking. It seemed like it was going really good at first, and then it just kind of kept carrying on and on and on, and all the little small stuff, and you forget how how long it takes to bend all those little small pieces of metal in the vise the way that I do. Now, I did see here recently, now Eastwood's got a little attachment that you can put in a vise that'll do all that stuff really easily. Probably should look into getting one of those in the future for small stuff. I've actually bought one for heavier duty material because I'll need that to do the suspension later. But nonetheless, radiator support knocked out. Now, as I'm videoing this right now, we're just a couple days past Thanksgiving. I really hope that everybody had a fantastic Thanksgiving. I hope COVID didn't screw it up too much for all y'all. As for me, well, I ain't gonna lie to you. Life been kicking old Fat Junkie in the balls a little bit here lately. I found out, I don't know, it's probably about 8 weeks ago now, we found out that my daughter got hit with a foul ball in the knee, which ended up breaking her femur. So that kind of put us out of ball and out of a lot of things for the next couple of weeks. Then 2 weeks after that, we find out that she got diagnosed with COVID. She was positive. So then we had to quarantine for 2 weeks. 4 days into quarantine, no, 3 days into quarantine, I get a call that my older brother just randomly died. Been tough last couple of weeks. Being home on quarantine, I was able to get a lot of work done on the truck, and oddly enough, working on the truck, being down here by myself, gave me a lot of time to think about my family and my brother and everything too. So it's funny, how the correlation of building custom stuff and custom cars and, having the time to work on your craft and do things that you enjoy, a lot of times they are kind of solo activities. In my case, it is. I work alone a lot. And it's funny how it gives you a lot of time to think and sort stuff out in a lot of ways, and sometimes actually really therapeutic. Don't worry about me. No extra thoughts about me or prayers. My daughter's good. She's come through it. She's now out of quarantine. I think 2 days out of quarantine, and I'm back at work now. I know that there's a lot of people out there in this world that, thanks to COVID and the lockdowns and everything, that are way worse off than my family, and I'm still very thankful that I have been able to make a living and still live my life throughout all of this. But it is funny how just when you think things are going really good, somehow life has a way of coming along and knocking you down a few pegs. So nonetheless, I'm not going to end it on a sad note. Just kind of letting you in on what's been going on in my life for the last couple of weeks. But we'll keep forging ahead. I'm going to keep working on the truck. Like I said, got a lot done on the interior. Pretty much got the interior done on this truck. Cannot wait till we get to that point in the episodes to show you. The inside of this thing is absolutely sick. Lot of great stuff coming up. I'm steady working every day. As you can see kind of in the background right now, some of y'all recognize this is where the 54 normally sits. I'm having to make some changes to the shop so I can start working on the next phase of the build here. I had to have a little bit more room to work. Got a big work table I'm working on building that'll sit right here. So stay tuned, like, subscribe. If there's anything you want to see me cover a little bit more of, if there's stuff that you want to see me cover a lot less of, that's fine. Comment, post up. I'd love to, see what you guys really think. What would you like to see more of and whatnot? So, like always, like, comment, subscribe, tell 700 friends or 1,000 friends if you got them, share it on your Facebook page. help a brother out. Like I said, hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you in the next one.